beggars isn't bliss, you know?
Yeah.
What you don't know.
I have to learn that, definitely.
What you don't know will hurt you.
Try this.
Yeah. Bro, we poured like 3. Look at all the containers you use, fam. Look at my little 3.
Yeah, right then, give me that one.
Bro, I'm using this one as well. Look.
No, do you know why? Do you know why?
3 that she's used.
No, but do you know why?
She's looking at my 3.
Give me that. Hold it that. Run it back. Love that. Give me that.
Really?
Yo, what's good, people?
Hello, hi.
And we are. Who are we again?
Lorianne.
Oh, I'm Jide.
Hi. We've been on for so
I
long.
know, man.
And we thought it's not good for us to just jump back and give you guys content. Let's just sit and kind of talk about where we've been, what we've been up to, what's been going on. We haven't eaten all day, so we thought let's try a mukbang style and kind of conversate. So yeah.
Yeah, man. It's been a long 3-4 months, isn't
Yeah, it has. A lot has happened.
Literally, we've had a whole pandemic.
Yeah.
You know, the world has gone into lockdown.
Yeah.
Literally, the entire globe.
Like 18 countries have protested in the midst of that, and
18, wasn't it more than 18?
Mm-hmm. It was 18.
Yeah, I thought it was the whole world, fam.
Yeah, not the whole world.
Oh,
I was gonna say, you got more chicken than me.
are you angry?
Yeah. We're eating Lebanese.
From a spot called Dunton Grill on Oak End.
Yeah.
It's not fancy at all.
No, but jokes aside, you got more chicken than me.
So, what do you want? Do you want me to take the chicken from my plate and put on yours?
No, I don't want that. I don't want it.
No, you can have it.
No, but I don't want it.
But you want chicken?
No, you can have it.
Do you want this?
No.
Alright, then,
So
So obviously, we just thought we'd kind of give you guys an update as to what we've been doing, how we've been handling this whole situation and whatnot. So we're just probably gonna ask each other questions, have a chit chat, chin wag, and eat some food. So yeah, so Loz.
Hey babes.
How have you been, my babes?
I've been okay. Do you know what? In the beginning, I actually think I had corona. In the beginning.
You had corona?
Yeah.
These times I speak to you every day. And
You knew it because I was on my
deathbed.
No, remember when I was like in bed and I was like, I feel sick.
Yeah.
I couldn't taste anything. I couldn't smell anything. Like when I was walking, I remember. Like the first 2 weeks of lockdown was really hard. Like I hated it, and I think I hated the new normal because usually we're very active, so we were always out either at an event or meeting up with friends, or I'll be at Jide's at least once a week. And then when they were like, no one can go outside, it was kind of like, So it was really hard in the beginning. I also got furloughed.
Oh yeah.
For my job. If you don't know what furlough is, it's basically when the company can no longer keep you, so you're on like a garden leave, and the government basically pays 8% of your salary. So I went into furlough in April as well.
Oh, wait, hold on. Is it that not every furlough situation you go on to garden leave, though, is it?
Yeah, every single one. If the government pays you 8%, you can't work.
You can't
legally work. Yeah, you can't work legally.
Wow.
Yeah, you can't work.
That is a mad thing.
So yeah, I was furloughed and I'm still furloughed. But you know, it's been okay because you have to count the blessings, because they could have made me redundant and I could have been not making money.
I've been working in McDonald's.
Even McDonald's was
closed.
Exactly. Even McDonald's was closed. So.
And there's nothing wrong with working in McDonald's, by the way. Just saying, especially in times like this, you know what I mean? As long as you have a job, you have something to be smart.
Honestly, as long as you have a job, you're actually blessed.
You know what I mean?
So yeah, so I've kind of just been working on my own brand, working on my own vision, which has been really, really good. I think I needed this.
I need a knife, bro. Otherwise, I'm just gonna have to get ratchet with my hands.
Where's the? You see, you're already with it.
But yeah, alright, boom. So me, what have I been up to?
Yeah, what have you been up to, babe?
Well, thanks for asking, darling.
No worries, babe.
You know me, obviously I'm self-employed. I run my own business. So when this whole
How's that been like?
Well, I'm gonna get into it.
Okay.
If you don't mind.
Alright, good.
So, obviously when this whole thing kind of kicked off, I had to kind of take it a bit more seriously than other people, just because obviously I'm responsible for people within my team, and of course we do a lot of creative content involving other people. So I was concerned as to what it would mean for us. So the first like week, 2 weeks, I was panicking. You know, I was in a bit of a frenzy, like not so much about the health implications or nothing, but more so to do with, you know, how it would affect
the company.
Yeah, because that's just, you know, momentum was just going so well in our favor.
Yeah.
I really didn't need any sort of a slowdown. So I spent a lot of time like researching into it, like, you know, going and looking at alternative points of view, looking at, you know, mainstream media sources, and just to kind of get my overall own perspective over the situation.
Yeah.
But we ended up letting our team go and work from home, like probably about 2-3 weeks before the government put everyone into lockdown. So that kind of changed the way we had to kind of work. And of course, we just newly recruited, you know, we just had a newly recruited team, so we were trying to bed them in. So it just made everything a bit difficult. We had to shut down the podcast studio, which was a massive L.
Because that's a big part of your income.
Well, it's a part of it. It's not. It was. It's
okay, it's not a big one, but
it's a part of it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, everything feels like a big part to me because the podcast studio is like B2C, so that money comes monthly. You know.
Yeah.
Whereas, let's say the branded content and the agency stuff, that's here and there. You know what I'm saying? So we still managed to secure loads of branded content deals and advertising opportunities, and you know, to make content for brands and stuff, encouraging people to create from home. So we were still able to make money, and ultimately, I think pretty much all of the goals that we wanted to achieve during lockdown, we were still able to achieve. You know, we grew our social media by a staggering amount.
Yeah.
We launched a fund, 2 funds actually. We launched a GWAT fund, which was helping to provide £100 to a new creative every week during the COVID pandemic, because freelancers, it's been tough.
Yeah.
And then obviously we launched the Black Fund, which was during the whole Black Lives Matter, George Floyd stuff. And yeah, you know, that was just basically to support a young black creative with £100 every week.
Yeah.
And we just felt like we needed to do that. Like, not that we're in the greatest position ourselves, or not that we don't worry about the future, but you know, we know that other people are still less fortunate than us and could need the help and support. So I think those are like the, you know, some of the things that kind of got me through the pandemic on my end, you know. But then we had the George Floyd stuff as well.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I think, if I can remember correctly, was it June 10th? No, June.
No, it was June
14th.
No, it was like ending of May, beginning of June.
Yes, it was June 30th or something like that. No, May 30th.
May 30th, yeah. That weekend.
Yeah.
Where it just kind of like blew up.
And since then, it's been a blur.
I was having a conversation with someone yesterday as well, when we were recording the podcast, and she was like, it's just been hit upon hit, because with Corona, it was like black people almost likely to be affected. So we had to deal with that sort of worry that our people like us were more likely to die from coronavirus.
And better our mums and aunties and that working
at NHS, and then you saw a lot of news of NHS workers dying. So the NHS is basically hospital staff, NHS workers dying, and we had to deal with that. And then we had to deal with the passing of one of our own at the hands of a white man.
White police officer. And that was kind of, how did you take that as a black man? How was that like for you, seeing that? It was devastating. Like, I remember watching it.
Remember if it's gonna smell like onion, bro? They did way too much onion.
Really? But you asked for it though. But
I think you know me.
yeah. So obviously I watched it, and usually I don't like watching videos like that. Do you get what I'm saying? But I never shy away from it because at the end of the day, it's a reality. It's a harsh reality. You know, and I feel like sometimes ignorance isn't bliss. You know.
Yeah.
What you don't know.
I have to learn that, definitely.
What you don't know will hurt you.
Promise.
Yeah. Bro, you poured like 3. Look at all the containers you used, man. Look at my little 3.
Alright then, give me that one.
Bro, I'm using this one as well. Look.
No, do you know why? Do you know why?
3 that she's used.
No, but do you know why? Because
She's looking at my 3.
You don't eat the yellow, the white stuff.
Exactly.
So I was
So
going
I
to
asked
take that.
specifically for orange, and then you got a burger sauce, innit? And you whacked it. If you want me to share with you, I'll bust you, innit? But don't be putting your hands on my thing. Feel me?
If you want it, then just take it. Just have it.
It is mine already. Just take it. Eat your food, my friend, and stop looking at my side of the table.
Alright. So you want it?
Yeah.
That, just to confirm.
But if you want some, I'll give you some.
Okay, yeah. Because look how much salad I've got.
And look how much sauce you put on your salad, man.
Alright, do you know what? Have your sauce.
Man, I'll drink the salad.
Please, tell the people how you felt when a bro died.
So obviously, I was hurt, innit? Like, the saddest part about the video for me was just everything, you know? Watching him getting choked out. You know, just the candidness of the guy who was, you know, had his knee on his neck.
Yeah.
That's a thing that I've seen with my own experience with the police. I've seen them put their knee on someone's neck before. And every time I've seen it, I always thought, rah, the neck is such a delicate part of the body.
Yeah.
Any wrong, movement, and you snap their neck, they're done up, man.
Yeah.
There's no coming back from that. Could even be like a paralyzed kind of situation. So.
And there was a black boy who got paralyzed and he was in a vegetative state, yeah.
See? Do you get what I'm saying? So it's kind of like a traumatic situation, where it brings back loads of memories and it just hits on a deeper level. So it was sad, I cried, but then almost as soon as I saw it, I knew that it was going to be a big moment because the way I was watching it, I knew that the rest of the world was seeing it.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I just didn't know how big the effect would be. And I think because it happened during the whole lockdown, I think everybody kind of had to
pay attention.
Avoid it,
yeah.
You know.
I think because there was not, because usually when these things happen, like when the Sandra Bland happened, when the Eric Garner thing happened, life was still going on, so we could only be outraged for so long before we had to go to work or we had to take care of the kids or we had a phone call or a meeting. So I think when the George Floyd thing happened, because everything else was silent, we had no choice but to pay attention, especially for people that don't look like us, for like white people, Asian people. They had to come face to face with the reality of our experience and how we have to deal with our humanity. So I feel like although it came at a price, it was so necessary. I wish it didn't have to come at a price of a black man dying, but it was necessary. And then you had the Breonna Taylor, and then you had the Ahmaud, and then you had so many other people coming out and telling about their own experience of being black.
Did you say Breonna Taylor?
Yeah.
Telling her experience?
No, I said, no, there was the Breonna Taylor, there was the Ahmaud Aubrey. And then you had other people coming out and kind of telling their experiences of being black in different spaces. Yeah. So in the creative space, in the corporate space. Exactly. You had a Jackie Anna calling out brands, and I think, and I wanted to ask you this question came up in my head. Do you feel like the black plight, and I don't think I know what plight means, like. Wait, hold on, let me just make sure that the question makes sense.
We say struggle. The black struggle.
The black struggle, yeah, do you think that the black struggle and black existence is changing, like the narrative around it and how we are trying to conquer these systems that are, do you think it's changing? Like, do you think it's taking on another phase?
Changing. and developing are not synonymous, but they're similar. So I wouldn't say it's changing, I would say it's developing, because you still have negative elements of the negative, history and the negative experiences that we've had to deal with.
Yeah.
As like migrants, children and migrants in Western societies. The hood still exists.
Yeah.
The police are still out here. Like a lot of things are still here. Racism is still here. A lot of racists are still out here.
Yeah.
Companies are still racist. But what I can see is that there's a new crop of a new generation of black people that are resilient, that are
bold, that are not
they're
scared.
creative, they're in tune, they're knowledgeable. And I realized that there's loads of us and we are super influential, and we are the ones that are kind of changing the narrative of what it means to be black, you know what I mean? That hood kind of aesthetic isn't really, it is still at the forefront, that's why I say it hasn't changed completely.
Yeah.
But there
it's
are
not the
now,
main image of what
well now there's other images
Yeah.
that we can aspire to. I remember all the black TV shows that I used to watch when I was younger that I really liked, were all centered around kind of some hood stuff, you know what I mean? Like you had Bullet Boy, Kiddo Hood.
Hood.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, Top Boy.
Whereas now, which one did you want to have some of?
It's okay.
The orange thing.
It's okay. It's not even that. I don't like that. I don't like that.
So what do you want this?
Yeah, hold on, let me taste it.
Yeah. So I think, there's a new narrative. And we actually went to the protest, innit?
Oh my gosh, I just ate that radish.
Oh, they're not nice.
Yeah. I don't know what it's actually I like this one.
Oh, you like it, innit?
See, and then you get 2.
Yeah, because I asked for 2.
I didn't ask for no sauce. So wait, and the fact is, you did the order, so you just asked 2 red sauces only.
I said orange sauce only.
So now, if they hadn't given me my white sauce,
Then
what
we
would I have done?
had better orange sauce and you would have poured it over your food just like you just did now.
All right, yeah, go on, babe.
We went to the protest.
We did.
How did you find it?
So we went to the protest in the UK on the 14th of June.
That's in the UK. In London.
In London, sorry, on the 14th of June. And I found it. I'm a very emotional person, so I cried. I did cry. Oh! Jide, remember when we were kneeling?
Okay, I remember when we were kneeling.
Yeah, when we were kneeling, and you were behind me. I had tears in my eyes. I cried because you remember there was 2 kids there with their moms.
Yeah.
And they were.
Yeah, and they were crying.
They weren't crying.
Okay.
I was crying.
Oh, why? Why was you weeping?
Making people. Oh, you're so freaking annoying.
No, but I didn't see you crying.
Exactly, because you were behind me.
We with each other all day.
No.
So obviously, I believe what you were saying, innit? But I just didn't see it.
Jide, you were behind me.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
So now you understand why I didn't see you.
Yeah,
So
but then don't look at me.
me.
I didn't need you to vouch for me.
Alright,
But yeah, so it was really, really emotional for me because it was just wow, we really have to fight for this, We really have to stand on the street and make people understand that they don't need to kill us. That make our existence and our humanity seem do you know what I mean? Valid, yeah, exactly.
I feel like our issues are being
Exactly. So I felt it was really, it felt sad, it felt liberating. It felt good as well to see black people coming together.
Not only black though.
And white people, Indian people walking with us and believing in...
I would say the crowd was 60% white.
No, it wasn't. What's wrong with you?
You know what I mean?
No, it wasn't.
What was it then?
Yeah, there was 12 white people there.
Are you mad? At the Black Lives Matter protest?
I'm joking, there was a lot of black white people there. But it wasn't 60%.
Bro, there was
It was like,
there was more white people here than at a festival.
you are, shut up.
But it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing.
No, there wasn't white. Okay.
What I'm trying to say.
We're digressing from the point.
It was diverse.
It was a diverse crowd of people that were.
Man's gonna put some clips in rolling in it so people can see for themselves. What it looked like. But it was good. You know, we spent pretty much the whole afternoon there, kind of. And then we got tired and we left.
Yeah, and then
to be honest, it was all very peaceful and safe. Like,
yeah,
there was no issues.
And that's another thing as well. The way that these protests were documented and how media painted them to be wasn't how they were, man.
Exactly.
It was so peaceful. It was so, I don't want to say fun isn't the right word, but it was so peaceful.
It was
so
fun. It was
eye-opening.
It was surreal. It was like being on like a tour. Have you ever been on like a tour bus? Where you're kind of just being guided and we're all just walking together. Like, you might talk to a few people there, you might see a few people that you know, but ultimately we're all just kind of walking together, sharing the same energy.
Yeah.
You know, it was just a real vibe, man. And like, yeah, man, I swear, what else has happened since then?
Okay, so that was the Black Lives Matter movement, and it's still going on. And if you can educate yourself, you can find ways to kind of support black people, support black women, support black entrepreneurs, support the black LGBTQ community, do so because it's necessary at this point.
The black trans community.
Yeah, definitely. So if you can find a way to support, do that. After that, I think it's still going on because you still have people in America protesting. And then we had to deal with, I felt like every week there was something completely different on social media.
Yeah, bad bullshit.
And then I think another thing that was a bit heavy.
The rape allegation.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to.
Right.
Yeah, it was sexual assault allegations were flying left, right, and centre.
It was all like within like a week.
Yeah.
Not even a week, like a weekend. Like 2-3 days. There was like a couple lists going around. There was like people or girls, even some guys coming out and sharing their stories. And a lot of them were eyeing the people who were the abusers in the situation. Some of them were people who were kind of well known. And
that was a bit triggering as well for a lot of people.
Yeah, man. How did that make you feel?
It made me feel uncomfortable. Do you know, it made me feel uncomfortable because not in the grand scheme of things, because a lot of what they'd gone through was a bit too much. Like, it was a lot. But in some of their stories, I've had similar experiences. So for me, it was kind of like, oh my gosh, like women were all really going through this, like, or like this is really like there's a common thread and there's a common theme that women go through. Yeah. Men as well.
Well, sexual abuse it's not just reserved for women. It can happen to men as well.
Yeah.
But most of the time it happens to women, mainly because there's a culture around sexual abuse. And not only that, but just, you know, the way the system is set up and the way patriarchy exists, history just like has groomed us to live in this very sexist society. Sometimes women don't even realize how sexist society is. I think sometimes men, we embrace the toxicity of being a man sometimes because you kind of have to in this world. Well, you feel like you have to until you kind of mature and become your own individual.
Yeah.
And for me, that happened at a very young age. I was always kind of self-aware and I never looked at the behaviors of the people around me and thought, like,
you have to
that's what it means to be a man. You know, even like family, like I wouldn't, just because you're family to me doesn't mean I'm gonna follow what you're saying if I don't feel like it feels right, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, I I feel like the issue kind of just got a bit buried in it a bit. Like, I don't really, whenever stuff like this happen, I never see any like legislation or anything that's being done, any major stance by, you know, by some of these brands that were coming out for Black Lives Matter, for example, you know.
There's nothing ever put to the table as to how.
Well, yeah, well, like for example, we did like a proper in-depth article speaking and giving that, shedding light on the issue and stuff. And I feel like things like that are good because you can learn from it, whether you're a guy or whether you're a girl, you know. There are certain situations that you might not even know is sexual abuse yourself. So sometimes you just need to be told that, and they don't always teach these things, such as consent in school. You know, so it means something to hear it from your favorite magazine,
Yeah.
or from your favorite influencer. So I think speaking up is good, but then
There needs to be something.
really it's not your issue that, you know, men are sexual abusers and shit. It should be the legal system that should be protecting people.
Yeah.
The same way they protect people from fraud or from robbery, like, you know. And I know it's not as easy because there's kind of like a blurred lines of consent and stuff like that, but I just don't feel like the legal system is even doing anywhere close to near enough, you know, to protect women, you know, because at the end of the day, you can protect people within your household, you can protect people who are your friends, you can protect someone who you potentially see in the street being abused. But you can't protect everyone, do you know what I'm saying? That's where the legal system comes into it. And the legal system, the same way it fails black people, it fails people from the LGBT community, same way it fails immigrants, same way it fails women, do you know what I'm saying? Society fails all of us, to be honest.
Because society is very selfish.
You know, anything we get from life, we have to really make it ourselves, man. You know? But yeah, man, it's tough times.
But tough times never last. Only tough people last.
I don't know. But yeah, man. But I think, obviously, now that quarantine's over,
Kind of. Outside is opening up a bit.
Yeah, we gonna be back, keeping you guys up to date with our lives, keeping you entertained. We've got a few videos planned that should be really exciting.
Yeah.
We've got a couple reviews and reactions planned as well. So yeah, man, make sure if you're new to this channel, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you click that post notifications button so that you can be updated as soon as we release new content.
Yes.
And follow us on social media. We'll probably put in the video. And yeah, guys, we'll see you soon.
Give me that, give me that, give me that. All of that, all of that, all of that. Run it back, run it back, run it back. Give me that, give me that, give me that.